Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a very chill, like casual video setup. I actually wasn't even gonna get ready today. I was gonna give my face a little bit of a break, but we're gonna go out to like a breakfast lunch kind of situation, and I have like some random new MAC products that I wanted to try out, so I figured I would just like turn on the camera and we could do it together. It's very early in the morning still, and also I have a really cute new addition to my face, and this zit is like on my lip. It's like, it's not a cold sore though, it's like definitely a zit, but it's on my lip. So don't mind that. But honestly, I have not tried a lot of MAC products in my life. I feel like it's just like one of those brands that I haven't historically been very drawn to. I literally think I've tried like, honestly, like 2 or 3 things maybe. And I have some new ones here. If y'all would have seen my beauty haul, which I don't know which video is going up first. I did a gigantic, like it literally took me hours to film it, a huge beauty haul, and all this stuff was in it. So I figured since I had a handful of MAC things, we would try them out together. So the products me trying out, it's really not like many. Honestly, it's not anything that y'all have never seen or heard of before. These are not new products by any means. They're just new to me. I'm super excited to try the face and body. I feel like this is kind of a cult classic, and I feel like a lot of the products that are coming out right now that are like more sheer kind of, you know, like the serum-y type of products that every brand is doing right now, I feel like they're all compared to MAC Face and Body because it's like a radiant sheer foundation, and this has been out for ages. I know they kind of, not recently, but I know they have reformulated it in the past, so I want to try that out. I did get Fix Plus, like oldest product on YouTube. I feel like everyone and their mother and dog has tried that before except for me. And then I got the MAC Stack mascara, which this is a newer product, I'm pretty sure. I feel like this went viral on like TikTok and stuff. I don't do TikTok or watch TikTok, but I've heard it's a big deal. And then I also have the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot. Again, this is like an extremely OG YouTube product in the shade Painterly, because I've always wanted to try that out. So this is really not like, it's obviously not a full face or anything of the sort, but so like I said, since I haven't tried a lot of MAC products, I have no idea what color I am. I got C2. I really don't know what to expect of this. I know a lot of people use this with their hands. It says apply to clean, moisturized skin with a brush, sponge, or fingertips. So I just really don't like using my hands for anything. Well, I like doing concealer with my fingers, but that's about it, not foundation. So I actually have this new, there's like hair stuck to it. I have a new foundation brush that I also hauled in that video. This is from Sonia Kashuk. I'm so excited to try this out. So I figured, you know, since we're here trying new stuff, I would break this out and we can test this out as well. And then I'm just gonna use my like tried and true sponge that I've been using for literally like every video I've been filming lately. So I will have these tools, of course, the brush, the sponge, all these MAC products. I will have everything linked down below, like literally always. Everything I mentioned is always linked down below. I know this is a very like sheer foundation, and obviously I mean, honestly, I don't have like much on my skin to cover except around my mouth. Like, I don't know why I'm like randomly breaking out around my mouth area. I really don't have much else going on other than just like kind of my usual discoloration. I have a little bit of self tanner on right now, but otherwise not much is happening. I do really like how these brushes come with like, it's a really nice like resealable lid. So if you want to like keep this to like keep your brush protected, or if you travel, don't want your brush to like get stuff all over the rest of your makeup or your makeup bag, I think that's really nice. I'm super excited about this brush. It's like a really nice, like super kind of like dense flat top, really, really soft brush. So I'm gonna go get my sponge wet and then we'll try this out. I literally haven't even like opened this yet, so I don't know what this shade is gonna be like. I do like how it's just like a really simple, like squeezy bottle. It's like nothing fancy. I feel like it's like the most rudimentary like packaging ever, but I feel like that's what's kind of nice about it. All right, this color looks okay. Like I said, I do have some self tanner on, but it's not like a fresh coat or anything. I know this is meant to be very sheer. I really don't know how much to use. I don't have any primer or anything on. Obviously, I want to see kind of like how this works on its own. So let's see how this works. I definitely am here for the sheer coverage situation that I feel like the whole makeup world has going on, especially for the summer months. And like I said, like my skin doesn't really have a ton to cover other than this. Like this just started happening. I don't usually have almost any breakouts, but this is like very unusual. It must be something new that I'm using. I've been testing out a ton of new makeup lately, so sometimes it's hard to know like what is working and what's not. when you've been trying stuff like constantly. But I do like a really sheer finish, which is definitely what this is. Then I feel like your skin can just look like skin, and then I can just spot conceal any other, you know, little things that I have going on, but my skin can just look really nice and fresh and natural. I mean, this is super sheer. Can you even really tell a difference from one side of my face to the other? I mean, I guess it looks a little bit more even. Honestly, I don't even know if I can like tell that it's on there. I mean, maybe like really up close, you can see my skin's a little bit dewier. Like over here, not that my skin's like super matte, but it's definitely got a little bit more reflectiveness. So I guess it adds a nice little like dewy kind of slightly glowy finish. Definitely not a ton of coverage. I mean, but it does look, it's weird. I feel like you can't tell, but you can tell. Like, it doesn't look like I have any product on. Like, it looks extremely skin-like. I feel like you can't tell that I put a single thing on my skin. But at the same time, it looks just like a little bit softened, a little blurred, a little bit more even. I don't know if you can really tell. Let's do the brush. I'll try to use the same amount of product. I do feel like the color is okay though, right? At least from what I'm seeing, the color looks totally fine to me. It's not too light, it's definitely not too dark. Ooh, this brush is really soft, like really soft. And I can tell I like how dense it is. You can kind of see it's like pretty short, like the bristles are very short, and it's pretty tightly packed, and it feels really soft and nice on my skin right now. I had a feeling I would like this. It has really good reviews. Sonia Kashuk is available on Target, and the reviews are really, really good. So I had a feeling I would like it. This is my kind of foundation brush. All right, there's the brush side. I don't think it added like any more coverage than the sponge side, honestly. I feel like the only difference I'm seeing is I think the sponge side looks a lot dewier, like a little bit more glowy. And this side definitely has some of that, but I feel like a little bit less. So in terms of coverage, I don't think I'm seeing much of a difference at all, but I think the finish is slightly different. So that's something to take into consideration. I'm thinking about putting just like a tiny bit on my fingers, since I know a lot of people do use this that way. And maybe just seeing if I can like build it up almost. Like, not like concealer obviously, but just like rub in a little extra on my chin. I don't think this is considered buildable, but I do feel like I didn't like obviously cover, you know, the actual blemishes that I have, like you can still see them. But I do feel like that did add like a little bit more coverage. I feel like it looks like the redness and stuff is definitely covered a little more diminished. Oh, I think I mean, this is really not doing much, but I think I like what it is doing. Like, you can tell my skin literally looks almost exactly like it did before, but it's just like ever so slightly blurred and evened. Like, I feel like this is the kind of product that makes you look like you just have nicer skin than you do without looking like you have literally any makeup on at all. So if you just wanted to like throw this on, I feel like you could almost treat this like a moisturizer or like a tinted moisturizer. Like, you could literally just rub this in the morning as like almost like part of your skincare even, and like maybe do a couple of swipes of mascara, and you could do like a legit no makeup. Like, I feel like I look like I have nothing on my skin. Let me zoom you in. You can 150% see my skin, you know, imperfections, freckles, little like discoloration, but it looks better than it did before I put this on. Is this lighting very orange right now? Let me see. I don't know if that's a little bit better. I feel like it was looking a little orange. I kind of like the idea of this. I honestly don't think I've ever used a product like this sheer. I feel like I definitely have some products, honestly, like this one. This is like an old foundation. I don't even know if they make this anymore, from Physicians Formula. I feel like this was so ahead of its time. This is like a very like liquidy sheer dropper kind of foundation, which I feel like I said, is kind of what everyone's doing right now. Like the Ilia one, there's just so many that are like this. I've actually purchased a couple, and this is from a lot of years ago, honestly, and I feel like that was way ahead of its time. I feel like we're kind of getting back to that. I really like this. I think I'm kind of understanding the hype a little bit, like especially even now that's been sitting on my skin for a minute or two. I look like I have nothing on my skin, but my skin looks really good at the same time. Like, it looks like I just have better skin than I do. So I'm enjoying this. I honestly feel like brush or sponge or fingers, you can kind of go either way, honestly. So that's that. I'm into that. I'm just gonna throw on, I'm honestly doing like very minimal makeup. We're just gonna run and grab a little brunch. So I'm just gonna throw on a little concealer, and then we'll come back. I'm excited to put the paint pot on, and I'm really excited about this mascara. I feel like it's hyped up. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just threw on, as y'all saw, just like a really quick, like that took me 3 minutes to throw the rest of those products on. I will link all of the ones that I'm using down below. I really like this Sonia Kashuk powder brush. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos. It's like the sister to this brush, and I love it. I'm also testing out this CoverGirl powder. I've heard this is this a dupe for the, is it the Laura Mercier? I can't remember, but I feel like people are comparing this to like a higher end powder. So I'm testing that out. I've only used it, this is like my second or third time, so I don't really have my thoughts on it yet. I honestly feel like I didn't use any cream products today, but I feel like this foundation, where did I put it? Oh, I feel like this foundation would be really good to use cream products with if you're going for like that very like natural, like kind of no makeup sort of thing. I think this would pair really well with like cream bronzer and blushes. I've honestly been so into cream blush and bronzer, but today I just like wanted something really quick, so I just threw on what I had around me. I actually just ordered the Selena Gomez, the Rare Beauty cream highlighter and one of the cream blushes. I'm so excited to try those out. And then I just used my Babe Lash eyebrow gel situation. Can y'all please recommend to me like a really strong hold brow gel? Like I am trying out so many right now and I really haven't found one that like actually keeps my brows in place. I really need help with that. I'm like willing to try just about anything, so let me know what y'all use that like really like that just keeps them there. Like I want them to be basically hairsprayed. I've also really been liking the like blush kind of like higher on your cheeks, like almost under your eyes sort of look. I've always like put it over my nose. I really like the like sunburned kind of look. I feel like now we're all like applying our blush even higher, like almost into like our under eye area. I'm really here for that look. I actually put it like higher. I put it over my nose, and then I also put like a little bit, like just whatever is left on my brush, right kind of where I put my bronzer, like around my temples. And I feel like that just sort of, again, gives you a little bit of like that kind of like sun-kissed look, but also like ties your blush into like the rest of your face. I really like that look. That's what I've been doing. I feel like there's a bunch of new makeup tricks I've been doing, like the blush kind of higher and on my forehead, putting my brow gel in before. I didn't use like a pencil or eyebrow actual cream today, but when I do use a pencil or like my pomade or whatever, I put in the gel first and then fill it in with like a more opaque product. I've been doing that trick a lot more. I've actually, when I am using primer, I've been putting like a pore filling primer right here just to kind of like smooth out this area between my eyebrows, because I feel like that spot can definitely get a little bit weird looking sometimes. And then another thing I've been doing, I didn't do it today since I want to use the paint pot, but I've just been like dragging whatever's left on my bronzer brush like right through my crease, like whatever's left, and that just kind of adds like the littlest bit of definition. Like if you're going for a look like this, like I am today, like very minimal and quick, like just a couple minutes. Those are some tricks I've been doing lately. Figured I would just mention those in case y'all are curious. I'm so excited to try out this paint pot. Like I said, I got Painterly. I was torn between Painterly and Soft Ochre. I know those are two of like kind of the more popular ones for just kind of like setting your lid, just kind of having like a nice neutral base for eyeshadow. And I decided to go with Painterly because it's more of like a pinky tone, whereas Soft Ochre is more of like a beige kind of like sand, almost like a yellower tone, and I thought this would go with my skin tone a little bit better. So I'm very excited to try this out. I do think the foundation looks really good still, by the way, like especially with a little bit more, you know, warmth on my face and some color. It looks good. Like you could definitely do a really no makeup. I obviously went like a little heavier with the blush because I love blush right now, like all over the place. I love that. But it looks great. I mean, y'all saw I obviously put like a little concealer around my mouth, obviously between my brows and around my eyes. But it looks good. I did set with powder, obviously, so I feel like a little bit of that radiance is slightly more subdued, but I think we have like a healthy, very like natural kind of glow going on. So anyway, I'm definitely into this foundation. I feel like this would be a very good just like everyday, especially for me because I have a baby and a lot of times I don't have much time to get ready, or I'm just doing something extremely basic like this. Like I just need to like throw something on my face real quick and I'm not trying to like go, you know, crazy full glam or anything. This is exactly the kind of product that I want for something like that. Like a very low maintenance, minimal, quick, and you can't mess it up. I feel like this is foolproof. It's just like so sheer, and I feel like same for this paint pot right now. It's nice and it's not like overly creamy. It's definitely not like super emollient, but I do feel like it has a nice creamy texture to it, but it also is like a little bit tacky obviously because it's creamy. So I feel like it feels good going on, but it will also work well for eyeshadow, which is obviously one of the things people use this for, is kind of as a primer. I feel like it has a tackiness that will kind of hold on to eyeshadow really well. And I like how it just like canceled out any discoloration. That's honestly part of the reason I wanted to get the pinkier tone, because obviously I feel like typically our lids are a little more blue and like purple because of veins and stuff like that. And usually like a pinker or like peachy type hue will cancel out blueness a little bit better. And I feel like that looks really nice. These are obviously kind of like, they can be used as eyeshadows too. Like you can just throw this all over your eye and set it, which I think is what I'm gonna do. I might throw like a little bit of something through the crease. I'm just thinking this might be something that creases because it is kind of creamier. So I think I would definitely want to set it. So I've just been using my Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette, and this shade right here is really nice, just like simple matte like bone shade. So it really doesn't look like you have eyeshadow on. It literally just like blends, well, for my skin tone, it literally just blends in and kind of evens out and sets the lid, but it doesn't have any shimmer or anything like that. So you really almost can't even tell you put it on. And I love this palette so much. I love these colors. It's just like a fun palette. Like it has really cool, interesting colors, but also a lot of like very simple neutrals. Like there's a lot of neutrals here and just like some simple kind of warmer browns. So you can do like a really quick everyday eye, but you can also kind of have some fun with it too. So that's that. Like I said, maybe I'll throw like the littlest bit in my crease just to define it. Most days I literally just throw my bronzer in the crease, like I said, on like my big bronzer brush. There's my super quick eye look. I like that. I am so excited though for this mascara. I just got the tiny one of the Max Stack just because the full price one is I don't know, isn't it like $27 or something? Like almost 30 bucks for mascaras seems bananas to me. And honestly, I use so many mascaras. Like I'm constantly trying new ones out and just like layering them up. I always have like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 like open in my rotation that I'm just kind of picking a random one to use or using them in conjunction with each other, that I just like don't go through mascaras very quickly. Like I don't use a single mascara a ton. So spending a lot of money on a high-end mascara for me is just generally not worth it. But I love that they have the smaller size so that you can test it out. This is the like bigger brush top version. In the big size they have this, and then they also make like I think it's a smaller brush with the same exact like formula. But I'm so excited to try this out. I also really like the packaging on this. Like I think it's just kind of fun and different, and I feel like this mascara is just really good for a lot of like length, like stacking, like it says, like you sort of just separate and lengthen a lot. At least that's my impression of it. So I think again, for kind of a more natural everyday like no makeup look, that's kind of perfect. I typically just like a really nice kind of quick base and then lashes on lashes on lashes. So that's definitely what I'm going for and hoping that this will do. That's so sad. Okay, so there is the first coat. Y'all probably noticed I feel like a lot of product came out on like the very tip of this, and typically like I don't mind that because I can like spread it throughout, but I feel like that kind of made them clump up, so I had to like kind of brush through it a lot. This one is just kind of different, and that's probably why, you know, it's unique and people are loving it right now. It's definitely like the rubber bristles, but kind of an interesting like shape and size. I do feel like I could see why you would want the other version, like the smaller brush, to do your lower lashes, or honestly even I feel like you could use those on for your upper lashes too, because it's not gigantic, but I mean it's a decent size. It's pretty big. It's definitely kind of a clunkier, bigger one, so I could see, you know, if you're not into that kind of thing but you like this formula, you might want to get the other one. So I will have both linked down below in case y'all are curious. I do think this looks really good though. I'm not sure if I should do another coat. I probably will. I'm just not sure that this is like changing my whole entire life. Like I feel like I have mascaras that do something very similar to this. Maybe I need to keep layering it. I mean, it is like, it's nice. I do like it. I haven't been able to use my lash serum in well over a year because my doctor didn't recommend I use it while I was pregnant, and then now that I'm nursing, she still said I should not be using it based on the ingredients in it. So my lashes usually are way more awesome than this. Like I typically have really like, not like really great lashes, don't get me wrong, but like much longer lashes, and usually they're like a little bit more curly. my lashes just haven't been great ever since I can't use my lash serum. But this, I mean, this looks good, right? Like it looks, you can definitely see my lashes. I feel like they definitely stand out. But I mean, I feel like my Essence Lash Princess does something similar to this, honestly. But it's not like so much better than other mascaras that I really like. I feel like I could get this look from this one, and this is, I will link this below, this is like $4. And even the small one I think is like $14, and then like I said, the big one's like $27 or something. So I mean, if you can get a similar look with only spending $4, then why would you not? So last but not least, we're gonna test out the Fix Plus. Obviously there's a lot of ways to use this. And I didn't put on any highlighter today, by the way, just because I'm going for more of a natural look, so I didn't want to, you know, go too crazy with that. This is the Fix Plus. Like I said, you can use this for a lot of things. Like it does even say on the box that you can use this to like finish your makeup, but obviously a lot of people use it for other reasons, like to wet their makeup sponges or to like put on their eyeshadow brush to kind of like foil an eyeshadow and kind of intensify it. There's a lot of ways to use this, but I think like the original method is just as a setting spray. And I like how they have like a little locking option on here, which I think is super handy. So we're gonna go ahead, I don't know if like, is this supposed to add like radiance or just kind of like set and kind of like settle your makeup into your face? That's typically what I really like setting sprays for, is just to kind of like finish everything. It doesn't like specify, but it does say you can use it before and after makeup. Maybe I should have tried using it before. That probably would have been a good idea. So here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Smells good. I didn't know this smelled awesome. I feel like I've seen 650,000 people use this product and no one's ever said it smells like perfume. That smells very good. I love that smell. I literally thought it was going to smell like nothing. That's cool. That smells really good. And honestly, the sprayer is really nice. It's not like a super fine mist. I definitely have some that are like very, very fine, but it's not heavy. I feel like it's somewhere in between, but it does feel like it's evenly coming out. So it has a nice, I feel like it does a good even amount of coverage. Did it like add anything? Maybe I look a tiny bit dewier than I did before. Yeah, I feel like on my nose maybe. But I do feel like it did kind of like do what I said it does. I feel like that's always what setting sprays do, and that's why I love them. They just like finish your look. Like I feel like I just look a little more done now. My makeup just looks more kind of settled. Honestly, I feel like even if it didn't do anything for the finish or even like the look, I feel like I would just use this because it smells really good and it feels really good. I feel like there's just something about a setting spray that just feels nice when you're done with your makeup, just like a nice cooling, refreshing thing, which obviously for the warmer months you could just use this as kind of like a refresher for your makeup, but also if you're kind of hot or you just need a little something to cool you down, you could totally use it for that too. So here's the completed look. I feel like we're looking very just kind of like fresh-faced, youthful, natural. Again, kind of like no makeup. I'm into it. I'm really into like not doing a ton with my brows either. I've sort of been like letting them grow in a little bit and then just like brushing some brow gel through them, not even like doing much in terms of like pomades. I've sort of just been like letting them do their thing, especially again when I'm doing something very natural like this. So I'm into this look. I like all these products quite a bit. I feel like the mascara is probably the only thing I would say I'm like not overly impressed with, but I like the paint pot. I'll have to see how it wears. I feel like it looks like it might be creasing the tiniest bit. I don't know if y'all can tell. So I'll have to play around with the paint pot and see how it works in terms of like, you know, holding on to eyeshadow and stuff. But I like what it does initially. And I'm very excited about this foundation. I really like it. I feel like the color is working really well for me right now. We'll have to see how it is when I'm tanner or like when I'm very fair. But I think for like my skin tone right now, I really like it because I feel like it's something like when I put Cole down for a nap and I just want to like run in here and do something kind of quick like this and then like get on with my to-do list. This is something I could use in like a second and get like a nice finished put together look without, you know, having to spend a lot of time on it or pay a lot of attention to it. I love this. Like I'm already excited to reach for this again and try it maybe with like some other primers. I just don't really feel like it's particularly radiant and I'm very excited about this. It smells so good and I feel like my makeup looks really like even nicer now that I've added it. So anyway, I feel like I have not done like a really super casual just like get ready with me video like this in literally years. Like just sat down and turned on the camera and kind of like did whatever. I know we like did kind of a first impressions I guess too, but I feel like it was more of a get ready with me first impression. I feel like a lot of times my first impressions are like very specific and I don't know, more like dedicated, but this was kind of just like a get ready with me while I try some new stuff. So that was fun. I'm glad we did this. I will link everything that I mentioned down below, obviously the MAC products, but some of the other things like the brushes and powder and stuff like that, I will link down below as well. Thank you guys so much for getting ready with me. I hope that you enjoyed. If you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have so much fun here. And until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.